Ready or not, I'm here to serve you guys your tea. This is another gift that I received from my little sister for my chai tea segment, and it's a mug with my picture on both sides. I am so happy. This Christmas was amazing, all thanks to my family, and I really am so thankful and gracious that they're so supportive of my YouTube goals. Let's get past all this mushy part. Let's get right down to this tea. Anyway, today's chai tea segment is on the topic of confidence. And this is a reoccurring theme for me because numerous times throughout my life I've been asked by other women, other girls, where do I get my confidence from? And let me be honest with you guys, I didn't wake up like this. I wasn't always this way. Confidence is something that I had to learn and had to grow into. And anybody and everybody has insecurities that they deal with, and you're lying if you say you don't or you didn't. But somewhere inside of you there is a place for confidence, and I hope to share with you guys some tips on confidence and where I found my confidence. So growing up, I did have self-esteem issues. Like I said, I didn't wake up like this. There were several different things that I just didn't love about myself, and so this either made me shy or made me incapable of speaking up for myself. And so I would say roughly around elementary school to middle school, sometimes high school, I was a bit shy. And I just want to be real with you guys. I'll be upfront. Like, I didn't like my height at one point. I was taller than everybody in my grade. I always towered over the other girls and towered over boys, and so I was very uncomfortable with myself at that time during my awkward ugly duckling stage. Also, I do have a deeper voice than most girls, and so that kind of made me uncomfortable, and sometimes I would do the most to try to make it sound a little bit squeaky, but honestly my voice doesn't go that high, so it sounded fake. So these are just some small issues I was dealing with when I was going from elementary school to middle school to high school, and I just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin as who I was. So I started to practice my own self-love techniques. One way I would practice self-love was by looking at myself in my mirror every evening, telling myself how much I love myself. I would point out several different reasons why I love myself, whether it's my hair that day, whether it's my outfit, whether it's my nose, whether it's my eyes or what I did that day that was amazing. But I would speak to myself and, you know, shower myself with compliments. I would be speaking to myself in the mirror. I would be looking at myself and looking deep into my eyes, into my soul, into my spirit, and telling myself I love myself and no one's gonna change that. So there's no reason why I should want to be anyone but myself. So this other technique has less to do about myself but more to do with other people. It could be a bit controversial. What I also did as a technique to learn self-love was to really let compliments go to my head. It might be a little bit narcissistic, but when you're really down, you're letting these insecurities really get you down, sometimes you just have to take the compliment. I know you guys know those types of people where you'll compliment them and they just won't see it. They won't understand where the compliment's coming from or where it applies, and you'll be telling them, yes, it's really beautiful that you're doing this or whatever, and they're like, oh no, stop, get out of here. They just won't take the compliment. I think not taking compliments kind of breaks down your confidence. When you allow compliments to kind of go to your head, you can see why other people love you. This has less to do with you giving yourself compliments, but more to do with other people around you. Now, I'm not saying to completely rely on compliments and when you don't get them be completely upset, but when you do get them and you haven't asked for one, it feels really good to receive a compliment and just say thank you. Start a conversation about it. You may make a new friend. And to take it a step further, something I also do, I kind of accept catcalls. Like, this is where it becomes controversial. Catcalls don't really bother me. When I'm walking down the street and a guy's trying to holler, I'll keep on moving. It's not like I'll stop, you know, flirt or anything like that. Whether I'm told, oh, you have nice legs, or you have a nice butt, oh, you beautiful shorty, anything like that, it's like I don't feel uncomfortable with that. Some women do, a lot of women do, but it doesn't bother me. So I just keep on going with my day, and I always say thank you, because a compliment's a compliment, and I just keep it pushing from there. When someone notices you or notices something beautiful about you, whether it's unnecessary and untimely, it's still like, it's still something that's positive. If I'm being told I'm beautiful all day, whether it's by random guys on the street or by a female banker, then why should I go home and feel negatively about myself? During my undergrad, I minored in sociology, and I learned a theory by sociologist Charles Horton Cooley. This theory is called the looking glass self. The theory basically states that our sense of ourselves is based on our interactions with other people. So your insecurities lie with what you think other people think of you. It's not what you actually think of yourself. So basically, this looking glass self is a reflection of ourselves back from society. So what we are looking at and where we base our insecurities from, or where we base our confidence from, either of those two, is based on what you think society and other people are thinking of you. So what people do is imagine how they present themselves to others. From there, we determine how others are evaluating us. And then people develop feelings about themselves based on all of this. And this is not the right way to go, but in reality, this is how most people see themselves. So your self-image, your self-worth, your self-esteem is derived from how you perceive others to see you. And it's not how you see yourself. And this is why mirror technique works. So look at yourself, see your own reflection. So not after an entire day you're basing your opinions of yourself on how everybody interacted with you. This is why I also say to take compliments to the head. So when people do say positive things about you, you can kind of frame this looking glass self as something that's positive. Like I said, it's not something you should completely rely on. What you feel about yourself should be the sole feeling or sole reason why you're confident. When you find a place where you can really heighten your own self-esteem and your own confidence, then you'll be looking at yourself for the true beautiful person that you are. Another way I learned to grow my confidence is by learning to be beautiful. There are a lot of things in life that are fixable. Plastic surgery is the max as far as things that are fixable. But there are smaller ways where you can learn to be your own beautiful. I'm not saying to be self-absorbed and self-centered and narcissistic, but if there's something about yourself that you don't like, 9 times out of 10, you can fix that one thing. You can fix several of those things. For me, it was learning how to do my hair. For me, it was learning how to do my makeup. For me, it was learning what works for my body as far as fitness. And honestly, I learned all these things on YouTube. I learned how to cornrow my hair, how to install weaves. Workouts I find on YouTube. I learned how to style outfits. I look for inspiration on YouTube. And so when there's something that's bothering me, whether it's how I dress or it's my makeup, I go to YouTube. If there's something I can pull from these pages as far as the look, and I can try to put it together in my own way for myself, then I'm learning how to be my own beautiful. Like I said, there's a lot of things in this world that are fixable. And before you take that step to getting surgery, maybe it's more so contouring your nose. You see what I'm saying? Now, another quick fix which helped me grow my confidence is actually the people I surrounded myself with. Like I said, I was a bit shy from middle school to high school, but I will definitely have to say that there were several people in my life, I would say 3 different people at 3 different times during my younger life, who brought me out of my comfort zone. They didn't bring me, they pushed me out of my comfort zone. These 3 different people that I befriended when I was younger, they were very loud, they were very outgoing, they were very fun-loving and beautifully spirited people, and every time I was with them, I was pushed to the limit. At one point I was quiet and timid in middle school, but when I befriended these people, I was put in situations and experienced things that I was ultimately uncomfortable with, but I had to learn how to deal because everyone else around me was dealing. Like, it was like, okay, I don't want to be in this crack house right now, but but let me be okay right now. Like, these experiences, these situations, I've been in crazy situations I can tell stories about if you guys want me to. Thumbs up if you do. But those experiences and those girls pushed me out of my comfort zone, and ever since, I've kind of just not been afraid of anything, not embarrassed by much, and, you know, confident, like, in myself. So sometimes it's the people around you. All 3 of these girls were different levels of excitement. I'm gonna just put it that way. So growing older and becoming the confident woman that I am today, I kind of live by certain mantras. One thing I do constantly tell myself is no one's worried about me. A lot of the times why you don't do what you want to do or take the risks you want to take is because you're worried about what others think of you. And that's the Looking Glass Self by sociologist Cooley, right? You're worried about what other people think about you, and so you're not doing what you want. I choose to believe no one is worried about me, and when no one is worried about me, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. That's just how I am. If I'm absorbed in everybody else, whether they are worried about me or not, then I will limit myself. I'll become complacent. I will just remain stuck in my comfort zone, and I don't want to do that. I want to consistently grow. I want to become better, and that means taking certain risks or experiencing certain things. And I would have to say the reasons why I do a lot of the crazy things I do is because I don't think anyone's worried about me. Now, to take it a step ahead from no one's worried about me, I also like to think, who gonna check me though, right? Other than my mama, who gonna check me though? Nobody. And this is not to be aggressive or to fight, and like if someone does check you, you better be able to check them back. But when no one's worried about you, no one's gonna ask you about what you're doing. and no one's gonna stop you from doing what you want to do. And when they do, if they're brave enough to do so, then I guess appreciate them for that, because that's a real person, I guess. But ultimately, not too many people come and check me, so it's live and direct. Who gonna check me though? That's just what it is. Like, I don't know where to go from there. I don't know how to even develop this point any further. Like, who was going to check me? Like, okay, I don't know where I went with that. But like, yeah, people are not going to ask you about what you're doing or why you're doing it. And because of that, who's going to check you? And why should you stop doing what you're doing because you're afraid someone will? No one's going to. No one's worried about you, remember? Like, don't worry.
Nobody's checking for you, boo.
Now, one thing I know for sure is that I don't embarrass easily. I can trip and fall. I have a horrible voice. I can see clearly now. I'll still do karaoke 3 times every Friday night at the same bar, and you will know it's me. But I don't get embarrassed. I don't care. Everybody's embarrassed by something, so why stop what I'm doing because I'm embarrassed? If anything, I look better because I'm doing something people wouldn't normally do, right? For instance, I'll take it back to when I was in a spelling bee in 6th grade. I was in a spelling bee and I didn't win, and I was so embarrassed. I ran off crying off the stage. And people were laughing and I was completely embarrassed. My mom had to come backstage and like, you know, tell me everything's okay. But when I think about those moments and me staying on that stage and the rest of the student body being down in the seats, they didn't muster up the courage to come up here. Whether they know how to spell these words or not, some of the reason why they're not up there is because they're too embarrassed to get up on stage and be in front of a large group of people. And personally, nowadays, I'm not. I can speak in front of a group of people. I don't get intimidated too easily by large crowds, small crowds, crowds that don't like me. I don't. I'm going to speak when I want to speak, and people are shy or don't want to say anything or don't speak up because they're embarrassed. But why should I be embarrassed if it's something, whatever I'm saying, I'm strongly passionate about, or I know? Like, I don't see why not, right? If I know what I'm saying it, then why not be 100% about it, because that's me. Whatever I'm saying is what I feel and what I'm passionate about. And how I see it, no one can do me better than me. I can be 100% me and do it better than anybody else out here. And so if I stick with that, people will see the real me and appreciate that. Nowadays, I know I'm tall. I know I have a bassy voice. I know I am loud as a person. You will hear me. I know there are certain other insecurities that I'm dealing with, but I don't let them hold me back. I'm still the beautiful Chidere I want to be. I'm still going to grow into an even better beautiful Chidere one day when I get past those. But I'm a woman. I deal with certain things, and I don't penalize myself for that. I'm just going to keep it pushing, keep it moving, and keep doing me. So that was my little segment on confidence. I hope you ladies or men take something from this and find a way to muster up your courage. Find a way to grow your confidence. It's not hard. It does take work, but if you're willing to work at it, it should be completely easy. I'm telling you, because it's you. It's how to be 100% yourself every day, every way, everywhere. And it's not hard at all. It really isn't hard to be yourself. It really isn't. It's not hard to be yourself. It's just mustering up the courage and the confidence to do so 100% all the time, no matter what people think. Let me know in the comments what you guys use to grow your confidence, how you guys have learned to be confident. I want to know your tips and your techniques. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Chai Tea. Serving tea for your lives. I don't want to know. Say. Fuck. That was not embarrassing. Don't worry, we're going to be live and direct on Chidere TV again in a few moments. Okay.
So